Many generations have passed since your illustrious ancestor bravely defended the walls of Zhongzhou against the ruthless Xiongnu. Now, however, the supply of copper at Zhongzhou, so crucial for bronze casting, has been exhausted. Pan Gong, the new king, has thus decreed that the capital be relocated. After much searching, royal geomancers finally found a suitable location, and it shall be known as Yin. Fish the river, grow millet, wheat, and mulberry, and scour the hills for copper. Unfortunately, the area's clay is unsuited for kiln firing, creating a need to acquire both clay and ceramics through trade. Set aside a portion of the city for the elite class, who will doubtless appreciate luxurious silk, appetizing food, and acrobats. Decorative statues and wayside pavilions can now add a touch of beauty and grace to the city. Do not forget to develop a strong military arm, as not all cities bow to the Shang king. Paying heed to others' demands may appease them in the short term, but what does it say of the might of your city?
G'day mates, welcome back to Emperor. Has been just a little bit of time since I last recorded, but we are back and all set up. Now, once again, the acoustics may be slightly different. I have a new desk, I've got everything set up in here slightly differently in this room, so hopefully I can keep working on that as time goes on. Anyway, I moved to Yin. Let's head on into the city shortly, but the population is not too bad. We're going to require Lavish Sichuan is, I believe, the next level up. So 40 people should be 4 houses, I think. Bronzeware, but there's no clay, so we're going to have to import clay to make bronzeware, and elegant dwelling should be easy. The other thing, of course, is we now have acrobats, so I think we can level up our people, our regular houses a little bit higher, possibly, I forget. So, slow time down, pause it, and let's have a quick peek around the city. It's a nice little area, probably good for some fishing. I think they said fishing. Yes, they did. Throw a hell of a lot of fishing keys down here. Yep, loads of them. And no doubt more along here. We'll probably need a crossing over to this side, because that is where all the copper is, I think. Yeah, it looks like all the copper is on the far side of the river. A couple of animals here. This should be a nice, interesting little capital we're setting up. A lot of rocks around, but I think we can manage to get around that. Food sources, millet and wheat, as they said in the introduction, and we should have mulberries, so we should be able to trade with our people. Let's have a quick look at our gods, just those 3 to begin with. And logging sheds, bronze. Okay, I've got a few things. Now, I can't obviously look at what they're trading in advance, which is always difficult, but I've been thinking a little bit about Sajik's advice. So previously, what I was advised to do was send out, obviously I can't send it out immediately, but to send out a diplomatic request and open trade. I have been rethinking that over a little bit, and I think I might take his advice up again. I didn't have a particularly good result with it last time, but I'm going to try it just a few more times, just to see if it works or not. So anyway, I'm going to familiarise myself. There's not a huge amount that, oh, there we go, acrobats. Not a huge amount I can cover just yet, although we do have trade with Zhongzhou already. Let's have a quick look at them. They, rice, hemp and bronze, not particularly valuable. Either way, I will figure this out as we go along. I'll set something up and then we can continue planning from there. Okay mates, we are set up. I think this is how it's going to look here. This is my nice big beautiful housing block again. Throwing in a couple of statues just to make it look nice. A little wayside pavilion. We've got a few new things we can put in. What's it called? The round wayside pavilion, I believe, goes for like the water thingy, so it goes wherever the water table is. And the square one is much better for, I don't know exactly, it's a different one, but it goes in, fits in there quite nicely up near the trees and the rocks and everything. Basically different to houses. So we're all set up here. We're going to grow. I may as well start growing it now. I've got you can't place it down when I'm originally building in pause mode, so I have to wait for the people to start moving in. But we can throw down our hemp farm there. We can throw down our millet field. No, not too far. 1, 2, 3. Millet field there. And does wheat grow actually? Let's just double check that. Wheat harvest is in July and begins in July. So these ones I could probably double up with. I'm not going to now. I'm going to see if I can just do them individually. But if it doesn't work, or if they end up being busy while the other one's doing nothing at all, then I may put wheat all along here, for example, and millet all along the bottom, so both farms can work them. It is more efficient to use my people that way. Now, we've got a fair bit of cash remaining. I'm going to start moving on to... I'm only going to work with 2 food types to begin with. And I think what we're going to do is move on to getting our people. We're going to send things off to these people, and I'm almost certain that... they won't buy silk, but I'm almost certain somebody will buy silk. So I'm going to try and open trade with all of these guys here. It'll cost me a small amount in money, but that's not a huge bother. Khufu have been a bit problematic in the past, but they should be fine. I'm going to send something off to the nomad camps anyway. They're probably going to attack me at some point. I think that is going to be the running theme for the remainder of this campaign, but we'll see how we go anyway. Okay, with this here, we didn't get any food out of the wheat field at all. The time's moved on to July now, so they harvested nothing at all. What I've done though is turn off this wheat field temporarily so that more of the labour has been allocated over to this guy here. He should hopefully get us just a little bit more food, although at the rate immigration's coming in, we should be done very shortly. But we can get at least the bland food in for our people. Rejected trade agreement, this is good timing. They've all rejected... All of them rejected, every single one of them. But now this is where the more efficient thing comes in. I now know what they're trading. It's only cost me 100, so I can start sending off a variety of different gifts as required. And it also, more importantly, doesn't use up my starting funds. So it may be less efficient in the long run because then I'll have to send them a gift later and then I'll have to send another request to open up, which is what originally worried me. But the fact that money is so tight, and I've still got this cash now, I've still got... there's 3 of them there. Oh, sorry, 4 of them there. Xiongnu was already open. Sorry, 5 of them. You're right, 5 of them. So with 5 of them open, that would have been $2,500 plus another 5. So it would have been 3,000 down from where I was, as opposed to just 500 to 100 per dude to send off. So what I've done is found out what everything is. I've still got all my money left, or majority of it, and I can now plan out what I need. So they will go silk and bronzeware. Bronzeware, they'll need to import clay. So that is a bit of a problem. Bo apparently hasn't received our thing just yet. That's odd. Don't know why that happened. They don't buy a huge amount. Like carved jade, I can probably get jade from... Okay, I can get jade from you and sell it to Bumpo. And you'll buy ceramics, but that's not worth my effort because I have to import the clay. You will sell jade as well. That's interesting. So I've got a few different options here ahead of me. I'm going to ponder this, and I think I'll get silk done up very, very shortly. And Bo just popped up briefly and let me know as well. They will buy bronzeware, carved jade. So, and they also sell us those ceramics, so we may need that in the near future. Alrighty, all the silk orchards have been thrown down. Those mulberry orchards will grow what we require, and it's taken us from about 30% unemployment down to practically borderline. I've also thrown off a bunch of weavers here and all the required storage facilities. Once we get a little bit stored up, I'll be able to... Oh, beautiful. And the food appears to be flowing in, although it's only millet. It's quite a long way for the millet to go up, but that should be done in time. If it doesn't work, I can throw another little... what do you call it? No festival, it's no problem. Throw a little warehouse down here and have them go up and get it as required. Now these guys probably won't level up because this stuff is ugly, but I've allowed enough space for me to build a wall around them at a later date once I have my cash secured. And the crops are doing absolutely beautifully this year. Massive wheat harvest, growing our mulberries, although harvest in September, they better hurry and get their act together if they're going to get it in time. Why is there a fire in the city? You appear to not be doing your job. Now what this could be is because I do not have enough beautification. What I might need to do is level this guy up a little bit. There we go, that's leveled him up. Now we should send off 2 walkers and that should take care of it. This should be a perfect loop for them all, but it may just be that I need the 2 of them to level up. But now that they're leveled up, that should take care of it all. And here we go, mega harvests coming in everywhere. The hemp will be coming in. I've thrown in another hemp farm, one to absorb the unemployment that was building up, or it's only a very small amount, 18. But at the same time, I will be able to give gifts of this to our fairly neglected looking gods, as well as trade any surplus away if required. Now, once this silk comes in, this silk will be coming in and taking care of itself. What I'm thinking of doing, I'm going to need ceramics so that I can start working on our little noble quarters over here. That'll allow me to tax my people as required. It's probably also going to be worthwhile. I've had a quick look out here. People will buy timber, and at the very least I can give that away and help offset maybe the cost of clay or something. So throwing in a couple of timber cutters is probably not a bad idea. I may even be able to throw them down here, although this is prime farmland. I don't want to set up too much industry. Maybe up here would be a good spot. Alrighty, now that the final harvest is coming in, I won't turn that off just yet, but now that the final harvest is coming in, I've got a little bit of silk, which is nice. I should be able to send that off to our people, and we've got our timber cutters going now. Our houses should continue to level up. You need bland food, we're working on that. Yeah, they need plain food to go further. So as we begin to stockpile more food, we should be in a better situation. Now, who will buy silk? You'll buy silk, you'll also buy timber, and you'll buy hemp. So you're going to be a very, very useful trade partner. To do that, we're going to send off a bunch of silk. 4 small rolls of silk should be sufficient. They're going to absolutely love that because it's such a high value good. Alrighty, in order to arrive at food security, I've thrown down a couple of these little fishing wharves here. They'll go off and fish a little bit far away actually, but they'll go and take all the fish, and that will give us 3 types of food, and there should be 2 of them available at any one time. So once we get a couple of food types stocked up in here, they seem to take a little while for it to pump all the food through. So leveling up is taking a little while, but I think we'll get there this year. The silk also is going, well, we're going to need a lot more silk people before we get, yeah, they're dumping there now. We're going to need a lot more silk growers. Oh, trade, good timing, before the weavery will, these number of weaveries. So I might knock a couple of them off if required. But we're going to trade now with Khufu, and I'm going to throw you there. I'm going to delete that and throw another roadblock there so you can head up that direction. Now you will buy as much silk as we've got. You can buy, I don't want to sell the hemp just yet, but you can buy all the timber that we've got, because there's a fair bit of it stocked up here. These guys here are, oh yeah, they're fully loaded practically. Okay, we've been offered a gift of bronzeware. This is very handy because I'll be able to sell that very, very quickly. So I'm going to postpone that and allow bronzeware to be stored in here temporarily as well. Just allow it all in. Oh wait, let's have a look at our gods. Yep, a couple of them are unhappy, but that's not a big problem. I can send off, there's a lot of hemp there remaining, so I can send off a big thing to you and I keep these guys back on side. Now that bronzeware will come in, I'll be able to sell that probably immediately off to who am I trading with here? Khufu. Khufu will be able to buy all that, and we can get back in the black. Now at the same time that was happening, I was over here preparing my own little bronze industry. So as soon as we level up our people and get a couple more workers coming in, which I've made sure to set this to plain food, so they won't buy anything until this millet comes in. Millet and fish will be how they're going from here on out. We will be... That bloody thing's killing all my people. I'm going to send down a watchtower. It should take care of that. Not very harmonious placement, but that should kill it off. I think that is stopping some of our traders here. And here we go, finally got that food flowing through. These people will now need appetizing food before they can go higher, but that will give us a big influx of migrants. So we can throw down our little bronze smelting area over here. I believe I can import clay from these guys. Yes, I can. I can also get jade, so I will think about doing that in the near future. But I'm going to bring clay in now, and we're going to start producing... bronzeware, and then once the bronzeware starts flowing, then I can start importing ceramics and leveling my people up. There's not really enough clay here to make my own ceramics, so I'm not going to bother with that. Actually, can I even... No, I can't even make my own ceramics anyway, so I have to buy ceramics in. You guys can celebrate. So, I'll get the workers in, and then we'll get this ball rolling. A bit of a dick move from Khufu. They are apparently thinking themselves our rival, and they demand bronze. They've only given me 2 months to comply though, so it's highly unlikely that I will get it across in time. We've got the clay in position, but I'm not going to get the bronze over there in time, I don't think. Rather unfortunately, these salamanders killed a whole bunch of our bronze dudes as they were going off, so 3 out of 4 got there in the first run, and it looks like a couple more are coming now. So I think they killed 2 loads of it. So we got this little wall up, nice and beautiful along here, and that should keep these bloody salamanders out. And send this one off to Khufu. We are overdue, but you know, try and keep them on side as much as possible. They are our main trading partner, so I wouldn't want them to be too pissed off. Well, Khufu is gone to displeased. I don't want them to break trade, so I'm going to send them a large stack of 16 chunks of wood. Now, they do want that wood, and it allows me to clear up any space I may have had there. Just double check. Yeah, I keep forgetting these guys. Send off a bunch of hemp to you, and there we go, bringing you back from the brink. Now, we've got our, these guys, yep, they are starting to work. The bronze is flowing over. We should have more than sufficient amount here to produce 10 in 1 year, probably more than double that. But it's time to begin using our cash to start importing, where are we? Importing ceramics. Now, 12 may not be enough, but we'll stockpile a bunch of ceramics up over here. Where am I going to put the ceramics? Let's have a look. Let's just throw a little sneaky warehouse there. Not very harmonious, but I don't really care about that mechanic too much. Now we'll bring in, you can start getting ceramics up to halfway, and that'll allow me to level these people up. At the same time, having a stockpile of ceramics here will allow us to start placing down our noble quarters over here. Now, unfortunately, these salamanders have been coming in and out quite a few times, and they've intercepted a few of my food stocks in a row, so my people are struggling a little bit. I managed to get them back, but they're very close to the brink. These whole houses could devolve very, very quickly. So you can see that all workers have moved out, and they all now need to move back in. What are you going to do? Bronzeware vessels. Thank you very much, Baoji. So I need to stop them coming in. Now, it's a little bit expensive to build these walls, but I'm going to throw a couple of them in. I still need our guys to go in and out, but they can go out the top, I suppose. You guys can hopefully stop them from coming down and doing too much damage. A little bit expensive, but it's not too bad. Now, ceramics are in. We have a little noble area set up over here. It's nothing major happening just yet. I threw down just a hemp farm just so that the inspector has someone to pass. I believe this thing can collapse if there's nothing on it, because there's nothing to register someone walking past. I may be mistaken there, but I think I've seen it happen in the past for me. Either way, this whole area has been set up. There's a couple more farms thrown down just to keep our food stocks high, because there's a bit of an emergency. But now that we've got 3 types of food there, I can move up to only appetizing food. Now that should allow them to evolve once we get ourselves a ceramics shop. Now what I'm going to need to start doing, once we get these people moved in, is to begin taxing them, and that's why I've got this area set up over here. So I can throw down, thank you. Now this is my little area here. It's not perfect because the rocks are in the way, but you know, I've done the best I can. We have here, I believe it's, I can't remember the number now, it's like 19, yeah, it's 19 by 12. And that, or 12 or 11, something like that. I counted out, and I know the cost of each thing to build the length of the roads. So it's, you know, it's 38 that way and whatever that way. So that sets up my little housing block here, and this allows me to get in a bunch of elite houses, one there with a thing down the center for gardens if required. And I can also throw in, where are we, government? I can throw in an administrative city, which I believe is equal to 2 of those big ass houses, and I can throw in a palace on the other side, perhaps over here, and it fits in nicely, even up the back, somewhere there. A lot of different places I can throw it in, but I think that is a fairly solid looking setup here, and I think that's how we're going to proceed, probably for the majority of the game, unless space constraints kick in. Okay, we have the population in elegant dwelling that we require. We've also got the bronzeware vessels and the total population done. What I can do now, though, is actually level these guys up to an even higher amount by throwing down an acrobat. So we'll throw, it's a bit bigger, this acrobat school. And what does it require? I need to move away from some trees. It does seem to require that stuff there. So I can throw... it's a pain in the ass. I'm going to throw it there. I don't care that much about it. Has it changed our... Ooh, okay, that is a problem. So nomad camps are coming and they're going to take us down. Hopefully I can build something up in enough time. I've only got 6 months. That is pretty tight. Let's see how we can do this. Okay, we've got our weaponsmiths cranking at maximum speed. We may not get this in time, so I'm going to start saving up some cash to bribe them if I can. I've only got 2 months. This is highly unlikely to work, unfortunately. But I've turned off these bronzeware people here. I've actually shut down the bronzeware making. And that'll allow me to send all... you can shut it down in this window here. So bronzeware has been shut down. The bronze itself and the weapons are still running normally. So all bronze should be thrown into these weaponsmiths here, which will allow me to get it all cranking. Okay, I am completely unable to stop these guys here. I've got no infantry done, so unfortunately we're going to have to bribe our way past this. I'm going to try to avoid doing this as much as possible in the game. Now, this is a valid tactic. The Chinese historically did do that. They bribed off people up north for quite a bit, but I'm going to try to avoid doing that as much as possible. One, because on this difficulty it will become prohibitively expensive later on, but also it's not quite as fun. Unfortunately, I really wasn't paying much attention. I went a little bit too slowly in this game, trying to get my food problem sorted because of those salamanders. So, sad truth here, we're going to have to bribe our way past this. Invaders paid off. Okay, because we bribed them, the nomad camps are now demanding bronze. They're demanding 6 bars of bronze, so... and silk has decreased in price. What was the reason for that? Overabundance across China, that doesn't matter too much. We're going to need to start stockpiling bronze. Is there a way to stockpile? I don't believe so. Maybe in here. No, although this could be handy. I wonder if this will... I wonder if this will work even before the mission starts. I never have much of a look in here. Maybe before I trade I can have a quick look next time. But I'm going to need to start stockpiling the bronze. So, let's go and shut down our weapons industry for the time being. And there we go, we have enough bronze to send... Oh, hang on, wait, no, that's Khufu. Khufu can postpone and nearly send off to the wrong people. We now have enough bronze, though, to send off to the nomad camps. We will acquiesce to them and give that over. And I need to stop these bloody things over here from killing my people. So I'm going to throw down another watchtower just there, and then when possible, I'll build a wall around it. Okay, the weapons are now cranking again. We've sent off the bronze to Khufu as well. And, who is dying now? Who's dying? Oh, it's these wood choppers up here, I think. Khufu is a little bit pissed off because I was so late. That's not a big problem, though. I think I've stopped most of the problem here. Now, they can't get through gates, to my understanding. So, they'll kill off a couple of the harvesters, but each one will send out a bunch of them, so it won't affect us too much. It's the full loads of bronze that worry me the most. Okay, it's now time to start throwing down our people. So I'm going to throw down, you can go there, you can go there, you can go there, and you can go there. That should be a sufficient, more than sufficient number in fact. So we will start throwing down all the little bits that they're going to require to level themselves up. If I can find a harmonious location. Okay, so I'm on the Sihe Yuans here. They require silk to level up. So they've got appetizing food. They require hemp. Tea will come late. They do require ceramics. Wares, it says lacquerware. It's actually going to be bronzeware. They will require wares at a higher level. But silk is their first requirement. So I've thrown down a silk shop. And it looks like they can travel all the way down here. Although I may need to stop selling our silk. I think I am going to stop selling silk temporarily, although we're going to have to pick that up with bronzeware. So once all this military is fully prepared, then we'll be able to crack back onto the stuff again. I'm going to throw down just a few more bronze smelters as well, I think. That should be sufficient for now, because we haven't got the employment for any more. these guys need acupuncturist access, so throwing down this acrobat school really was a waste in the grand scheme of things, although that will keep them just a little bit happier with their entertainment a bit higher. And here we go, Lavish Sihe Yuan. That should be able to push us over to victory very, very shortly. We've got 25 people in there now. Additional ones will move in because each one of them can hold 10, and we have 5 of them here. So that'll be 50, we only need 40 people. And there we go, gone a little bit overboard because I had the cash to spend, throwing gardens everywhere, throwing a little statue garden in here, so a couple of statues to break up the repeating texture, which gets a little bit boring. And that is fully walled off. We should just keep ticking on over to victory shortly. This is a pretty beautiful city, a little bit more space for expansion where required, but I think we've done a pretty good job here.
A masterful job. A bustling city now grows where once only songbirds were heard. It is now time, however, to turn our attention to the south, along the banks of the Yangtze River.
And there we go, that is the new capital at Yin completed. Now, given that it is a capital, I suspect we're probably going to come back here later. I think that's how most of the capitals work. So you can't quite see the little mini-map over to the right though, but there is definitely space available for something else. So we will see what happens in the future, but we are prepared. And with that, we're going to move on to the next episode. Take care, guys, and I'll see you around.